just saw a whole hot mess going on behind the scenes. Here to share some juicy celebrity stories from HollywoodLife.com. Please welcome our friend, Chloe Melas. Chloe! Welcome back. Okay. Let's talk Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. So what's the tea?
All right, so remember Wendy, Justin and Selena broke up because Justin was hanging out with some Victoria's Secret models. Remember that?
Yes.
All right. So Selena felt like she couldn't trust Justin, but now he's been hanging out with somebody else. But it's not a girl, it's actually Selena's ex-boyfriend, Nick Jonas. And she's really upset about it, and these two are possibly recording some music together. And Selena felt like, you know what, Justin's really disrespecting me again, so she dumped him. And she won't answer his phone calls, and he's reportedly calling her crying, begging her to give him another chance. And she's just not having it anymore. She can't trust him. And listen, why would your guy be hanging out with your ex-boyfriend? That's never a good sign. It looks like Justin's just trying to stir up some trouble. So Selena has been hanging out with her bestie, Taylor Swift, and Taylor is trying to get her to date one of the guys from One Direction.
A
little revenge romance here.
First, I get confused. Is Nick the one on the Married to Jonas show that was on E? Is he the married one?
No, he's not the married one. That's Kevin.
Yeah, okay.
But Nick is the baby, and Nick and Selena dated for 2 years. They had a bad breakup, and so Justin has no business going around hanging out with Nick Jonas.
Yeah,
I don't think
this wasn't just a random hookup. This was a 2-year relationship. Yeah, you're right.
He knew all about that.
Yeah.
So he's calling Selena up crying, begging her to give him another chance. It's the holidays. It might be a good time. She's probably feeling sentimental and vulnerable. I mean, he did rent out the Staples Center for her a year ago, so maybe she wants a nice Christmas gift, possibly. So.
But she has her own money. She can buy her own gift.
This is true.
Let's hang out with Taylor and put the top down and wear red lipstick and pick up boys.
Yeah.
That's the better idea. Yeah, I like
Never, ever getting back together, just like Taylor's song.
Exactly.
Right.
Love that song. Okay, so Michael Douglas's son, Cameron, was hurt in prison.
I know. All right, well,
Details.
so Michael Douglas has had a rough past few years, you know, with his own battling cancer, and then Catherine Zeta-Jones kind of had spiraled out of control. And then, you know, his son Cameron, who he was very close with, I think he's 34 years old, he went to jail for selling heroin and meth. And so he's serving a 10-year sentence there.
Well, he's had a history of a lot of problems.
Right, so he's been arrested several times, and he actually got in trouble in prison for selling smuggling drugs into prison, so they extended his sentence. But here's what happened. So his psychiatrist accidentally leaked some information, and the prisoners found out that he actually is a rat, is what they call him, and that Cameron had ratted out a mob boss, and so a lot of the prisoners got upset.
Oh, whoa. We're big in prisons. Everybody be easy.
They got upset, and they allegedly put a bounty on his head, so for any of the prisoners who could ever get to him first and beat him up, and the bounty was only $100. And
a carton of cigarettes.
They broke his femur, and he has a broken finger, and a femur is a big bone. That's a hard bone to break. And he, though, didn't say that the prisoners did it to him. He said that he hurt himself playing handball. So Michael Douglas is really upset. He always goes and visits Cameron. It's about a 200-mile drive from New York to Pennsylvania to the prison that he's at, and he's very upset with the medical care that his son is receiving right now. They're not treating him any differently because he's Michael Douglas's son, and things are just not good.
A femur is a bone that has to be fused through time.
He has a metal rod now in his leg.
But he's a rat?
Yeah.
Well, this report right here is not going to make it any easier, Chloe.
It's not.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's hope you're not watching Wendy right now.
Oh, no, believe me. How y'all doing? I get the word. Look, the drama is continuing with Chris Brown and Rihanna.
A big scoop was broken right here on your show with Christina Milian.
That's what we do.
So there has been a lot of speculation as to whether or not Chris Brown was dating Rihanna or Karrueche.
Right.
His little side piece, and then Christina Milian kind of blew the lid on everything a few days ago.
Oh, here on the show.
Here on the show, and said that Chris Brown is dating Karrueche. Now, sources are telling HollywoodLife.com that this is true, that he is really in love with Karrueche, that he really cares about her. He's in South Africa right now on his Carpe Diem tour. He's not with Rihanna or Karrueche. Remember, they were just in Paris kind of all together recently.
Yeah.
That was a love
Rihanna
triangle.
thought she was there by herself with him, and Karrueche shows up wearing his clothes in the street. It was so good. I mean, it wasn't not very nice, but interesting to watch.
The big thing is, though, is that Chris is bouncing around between Rihanna, who he loves, and then between Karrueche, and it's this big mess.
Who's going to get pregnant soon, and then you'll never be able to get rid of her.
But the big thing, the big test is Christmas is just a week away. Who is he going to spend the holidays with? Who is he going to spend New Year's Eve with? Because there were reports that Chris was possibly going to marry Rihanna in Barbados over New Year's Eve. And it looks as though Chris just cannot let Karrueche go. But Karrueche is focusing on her own fashion line, and she's not getting involved in the mess, and that she is trying to not get upset about what's going on. And she doesn't like being called a side piece. So,
well, then make sure that he chooses you for the girlfriend. We'll call you the girlfriend. Until then, I can't figure it out. So both of you are side pieces to this man who's not worthy of either of you.
Right.
There.
I agree.
Chloe, that was an excellent report. You look really cute today, by the way. Everybody, if you want more juicy celebrity stories, make sure that you check out HollywoodLife.com. Chloe's our friend. You guys, we've got